Welcome to Swish and Flick, an all Potter podcast.
Swish and flick. Everyone? Swish and flick.
Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Swish and Flick. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Sarah.
Today we will be discussing chapter 10 of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Halloween. This is Halloween. So make sure that you have
Nothing from Sarah. We all did this nice little round of Halloween. Nothing from Sarah.
Do you want to take two? Halloween.
It's actually still September.
But this episode will come out
on October 1st.
Right. So everyone, make sure you have read the chapter and you're ready to dive into the details. And before we begin, we are going to go to Megan for the Weekly Prophet.
And I have some
Megan.
super exciting Weekly Prophet news, guys.
I see a link.
Yes.
I'm ready for it. My body is ready for this.
I know a lot of people already know that like this is happening.
Right.
But in 2 days from when this episode comes out, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban Illustrated Edition will officially be for sale.
I've been basically waiting my whole life for this.
I'm not kidding. I pre-ordered this book like in January.
Did you? Okay, so I was listening to one of our episodes and I was like, listening. You guys were like, it's $40 or whatever. Like right now, right? You said that, and then
20 on Amazon right
I was
now.
gonna say,
excuse me while I go to Amazon.com.
It will be 40.
But I did see that Scholastic is, if you pre-order with them, they're giving you a Prisoner of Azkaban tote bag
I don't need
What?
a tote
What?
bag.
to go with it. Yes, I saw that today.
But it's probably $40.
Probably.
It's okay.
The cost of
see
the
when
tote bag
I-
plus shipping. I mean, I only do it because I get it Prime.
I pre-ordered it in January. It was $19, and they have that like pre-order price guarantee. So
Yeah.
when I pre-ordered it, like I get the lowest price. So I'm gonna pay $19 for
Well, Meg, I guess we'll be having two in our household because I will be pre-ordering one so I can
Okay,
get this tote
so
bag.
everyone, right now on Amazon, it is $23.99 Prime.
it. And the awesome thing about Amazon is normally they do a really good job of like shipping it to you where you get it that day, the day that it comes
Really?
out.
Because I've done that before, and I didn't get my book. I can't remember what book it was, though.
Oh, really?
Could have been a video game. I might have lied to you.
This is Harry Potter.
I
Can't
think-
mess around.
I mean, I think that I've done that. Do you remember? I swear to
It's
God.
definitely
ordered
happened
it.
before.
No, you know what? Did you? It was the first. It was Sorcerer Stone Illustrated Edition. I pre-ordered it on Amazon, and I got it the day that it was released. It was
Okay.
really exciting. I got a shipping confirmation 2 days before, and I was like, "Yeah, they're on top of
Okay,
it."
so I literally just ordered it, and it says estimated delivery October 3rd, and then in
See?
parentheses it says the day it's released. Thank you, Amazon.
Thank you, Amazon.
Now, we did an ad for you, so send us your money.
And
Yeah.
you're welcome for purchasing two things because I just bought it too.
Yeah. And did you guys see the release of the Marauders map
Yes,
illustration?
I did.
It's gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
Now, nothing
I
is
literally
going to
just typed
top.
murder in because you guys are talking about marauders. I was trying to like look at my bank account. Murder!
Let's not type that in the
You did
internet.
just murder it by purchasing something, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Nothing will ever top the Mina Lima illustration of the Marauders map because that is like Mira,
OG.
That's Mira's like baby. That's the girl in that duo.
Yeah.
Mira and Eduardo.
Okay.
And their last names are Mina and Lima, which is why they're called Mina Lima. But anyway, that is like her baby, her favorite thing that she ever designed for the Harry Potter films.
Was the map.
And this is a close second, though. It's really beautiful.
Yeah,
I would
it was
love to see original drafts of the Marauders map.
Yeah, Mira,
Yeah.
if you're listening, yeah, right.
Because you're our biggest fan.
You should email us like scans.
Yeah, just email us.
just us.
I'll share them with the world.
Yes.
Can I just say that I was really, really hoping for a backstory when they're like, oh, it's kind of
Yes.
like that. And I was like, oh my God.
I
like,
did
oh.
think it was going to be maybe something else.
I thought it was going to be
I mean,
something
it's
more.
still amazing.
I mean, I was happy with it, but I was like, we all just want new books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is it going to be like a, I don't know.
I think she's just working on like
she's
that,
working on,
what's his
she's
face?
doing so
Those mysteries
much.
or whatever.
Yeah.
What's
she's
his name?
working on this, the
Strike.
Morin Strike series.
Yeah.
She's working on those. She's working on the screenplay for that because it's like a TV
Yeah.
movie, I think.
It is, yeah.
She's working on the screenplay for Fantastic Beasts. And it's like, but we just want more.
I'm trying to just pull everything out.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be talking on CBS today.
Yeah, I saw
morning
that.
show. I didn't watch it, but she was
didn't
supposed to be
either.
talking about Cursed Child.
I didn't.
Oh,
watch
because it's
it.
a week from today. They go. You can verify yourself through Ticketmaster to get tickets.
Do you want to?
Oh,
Talk
just
about
say
the
you're
fact that
not
you
a
guys
bot.
have tickets to see it.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
totally off topic, but
No,
I
you
guess
put it
this
on-
can go
you
with
put it on
Weekly
Twitter,
Profit.
didn't you?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
me and Katie acquired tickets to see Cursed Child in London next year.
Which that means we're going to London.
We're going to London.
Pretty insane. That's
So
awesome.
if any of our listeners over in London want to like meet us at a pub or something, like we'll
be cool.
totally hit you up.
Yeah, we need to know all the good places to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't know anything.
We're gonna slam a lot into that week. Is that the right phrase? Cram, I meant.
We're gonna slam it.
We're gonna slam it. We're gonna cram a lot into that week because we want to do like I think we might fly into Scotland in the beginning of the week and then like travel our way down to London
Yeah. That would be cool.
because I want to see like the cafe that she wrote it at and the hotel that she wrote Deathly Hallows at and take the train over the little viaduct that the Hogwarts Express goes on
I'm green.
and all that
Send me.
nerdy stuff.
Green.
Good call. Good
Thank
call.
you.
Like it's literally going to be a Harry Potter trip.
Yep.
Would anyone
So.
expect anything less?
I'm a little jealous. I want to go.
We're gonna hit
I'm
up
real-
Elmwick Castle.
Let's figure something out. Even if we don't go to the show.
I don't need to go to the show because I don't know how I feel about it.
I wanna see it in
I
New
mean, I
York.
shouldn't say don't need to. I will. I'm not gonna make it like a huge priority to make it there, but I will want to see it eventually.
I'm down to go in NYC.
Yeah, that's fine. But I still want to go.
Yeah,
to
I'm
London.
going in New York because the tickets that we got for London apparently have like a restricted view or something. So I'm like, well, that's okay. It'll
least
be our
you're gonna be
second time
there.
seeing it. So
When does it come out in
What do
New
you mean
York?
Second time.
because it comes out in New York this spring, it starts.
Oh, this
Yeah,
spring.
but have they started selling tickets?
Yeah.
Or does that
Next
you
Did
just
they?
said-
Oh, next week. Oh, wait.
Ah.
Didn't?
They verify next week and then go on sale the week after.
I did sign up.
So
for
I guess
something.
when this episode is live, you'll have been able to pre-order. Have been able to verify for yourself already for New York.
That's a lot. Someone else is gonna have to do
it's
that.
just gonna be a
for me.
long day because it's 2 plays.
It's completely random. We actually got tickets across
separate
2 days. So we're going to go see
Okay.
part 1
So
on a
that's
Wednesday
good.
and part
Yeah.
2 on a Thursday. And we're actually going on Katie's birthday for part 1.
That's awesome. Happy
It's also
birthday,
my
Kate.
half
Thank
birthday.
you.
I was so mad.
Awkward silence.
little backstory to when we were purchasing these tickets is we acquired front row of the balcony, which I was so excited about. And it seemed based on the number like we may have been kind of in the middle, which would have been really awesome. And we're buying them and Katie's card gets declined and we're like, what? Like, what is happening? And it wouldn't let us just like change the payment method. I had to cancel those tickets and get new ones, and I couldn't get those same tickets again. And it was blocked
Dude.
because they thought that it was fraud.
Yeah.
They thought you were a bot.
Yeah.
They thought your card was a
Yeah.
bot.
Well,
No,
it's-
her card blocked it because they're like, why are you buying
'Cause it's
something in England?
international.
Yeah. That's happened to me.
oh man.
But you couldn't just keep that set and update your
Yeah,
information.
we had
you
to
had to
totally
completely
change
cancel
everything.
out.
Yeah.
So to anyone who's trying to buy tickets,
I was
be
so
aware
sad.
of that.
Oh
Call
my-
your bank ahead of
Thankfully,
time.
Yeah.
my bank let me do it, so I was able to purchase them on the second try. And then, but I did like get a text, and they're like, "Was this you?" And I just had to send a text back and say yes. I was like,
That's
why
pretty
couldn't-
awesome.
Why couldn't Katie's
Yeah.
bank have done that?
Yeah, that
Change
happened to
your
me
bank,
when
Katie.
I
Shout out to Chase. You guys do it right.
oh my God. When I went to Europe, when I was trying to book hostels, they were
Yeah.
charging me like $1 just to like keep the booking
hold
thing.
it, yeah.
And like I remember I was like working at JCPenney's at the time, and I was getting like calls from my bank, and they're like, "There's fraud." I'm like, "No, that's me. I'm trying to like book a trip." And they're like, "Oh, then that's fine. They're like, we're gonna let you do it." They gave me 24 hours to be able to like book the
That's
place.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out like when we actually go over there, how to.
Please
make
don't
sure
decline my
that-
card.
No, you
I need
call
to eat
everyone.
food.
Serious.
Any card
Yeah.
you're going to use, and also make sure what you should do is get a credit card that has the transaction fees.
Yeah, they told me
Yeah.
about that.
My bank told me they're like, had you told us like farther in advance, they're like, you should have just done this, because I got charged so many transaction fees for being over there.
Maybe I should just
Yeah.
take cash with me though.
Is
That might be easier.
is this a Harry
I mean,
Potter
it's-
podcast?
Yeah, we're talking about our Harry Potter trip.
I mean, it's super easy. Like if you get a credit card, because anyway, like if it's a MasterCard or a Visa, everywhere will take it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Don't do an American Express. Not everyone takes it.
We have a lot of planning to do.
Yes.
So yeah, about the illustrated version. It'll be out in 2 days.
What?
And it just, I don't know if any of you guys have any of the first two
I
illustrated
do.
versions, but they are gorgeous. So I'm so excited that they're doing this for all the books. Like, I can't wait to see how massive Deathly Hallows is going to be when
We
it
have
comes
a beautiful Sorcerer Stone
We have them
and
right
Chamber
here
of
with
Secrets in
us.
our basement abode.
out. Shout out to Jim Kay. Your illustrations are amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to anybody that's talented like this because I am not one of those people. So I appreciate other people that are talented, like artistically.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall
So
we head
we're-
into the
We're
recap?
over to Katie.
All right.
So last episode we covered chapter 9, the Midnight Duel. The first years had their first flying lesson, and Harry found something he was naturally good at. And thanks to Malfoy, he landed a spot on the Gryffindor Quidditch team and became the youngest Seeker in a century. So to get
In a
back at
century.
him, Malfoy challenged Harry to a duel in the middle of the night, but really he was just setting him up to get caught by Filch, hopefully to get him thrown out. But Harry being Harry, he gets away with everything.
Yes.
So now we are on to Halloween.
Harry's just quick. Like, he just knows, you know?
Harry's
What do you
a
mean?
smart
He, like,
little
has-
11-year-old.
He, like, has an intuition or something, you know? Like, oh, this is a trick.
He does.
We're
He
gonna
has
get
good
away with
intuition.
Like, I was just listening to Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
And we just got to the part where they escaped from Gringotts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Harry just, like, knows to jump on this dragon. It's like, what?
That's that Gryffindor, you guys.
Yeah, probably.
Also, I mean, people say, oh, he's not that talented magically.
He pretty is.
No, he's
though.
talented.
He's real talented.
He's a 13-year-old that can do a Patronus charm.
I know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't think he was that great.
Well, whatever.
Harry's not my favorite character, but I
No.
still think he's cool.
Oh, I love him. He's like, it's Hermione and then it's like Harry right there.
Hermione.
And then Ron. They're all like really close. I love the
They
trio.
are all really close.
Ew.
Maybe even family, one would say.
Maybe one day.
All right, so
We'll find out in like 3 years if that happens.
Spoiler.
With the podcast. This podcast we do every other week.
I don't know who Harry Potter is.
A chapter a week puts us at approximately 3 years from now. We'll find out if they become family.
long years.
Spoiler alert. Nope. All right, so chapter 10, Halloween. Malfoy is mad that Harry and Ron are still at school the next morning, hoping they would have been expelled. Meanwhile, they are discussing what the three-headed dog could be guarding, while Neville and Hermione want nothing to do with it. Harry gets a package at breakfast, and it says not to open it in the hall because it contains his new broom. And McGonagall doesn't want everyone to see it, that Harry got one. As they leave the hall, Malfoy grabs it from him and tries to get him in trouble for having a broom. But Flitwick responds that he knows about it and it's allowed. That night, Harry meets Oliver Wood and learns all about Quidditch, and he has Harry practice catching the snitch, but said that you are using golf balls. On Halloween morning, they go to Charms class together, and Hermione corrects Ron when he gets it wrong. She successfully makes her feather fly, and after Ron calls her a nightmare, and Harry sees her run past in tears. They hear on their way to the feast that Hermione has spent the day in the girls' bathroom crying, but forgot about it once they get to the hall, which is decorated for Halloween. As they start to eat, Professor Quirrell runs in talking about how there's a troll in the dungeons. Everyone starts to panic, but Dumbledore has them calm down and head back to their common rooms. Harry and Ron realize that Hermione doesn't know about the troll, and they run to find her in the girls' lavatory, and they also find the troll.
Dun, dun, dun.
They start to fight the troll, and Ron, with Hermione's help, uses Wingardium Leviosa to knock the troll out with his own club. Soon the teachers arrive, and Hermione tells them she thought that she could handle the troll on her own. McGonagall takes some points away from Hermione, but gives Ron and Harry some as well. After the troll incident, Ron, Harry, and Hermione are now the best of friends.
Can we please take a moment to applaud Sarah of a successful summary?
I did mess up Professor Quirrell just a little
Just
bit.
a smidge.
But you know what?
Did skip a line, but she covered it, and I don't think she even noticed that she skipped a line.
There was no quote, oh my God, I cannot read.
How many episodes?
Where did it
10. 10 regular episodes.
You skipped.
You
where
did it.
Says, on Halloween morning, they go to Charms class together. Hermione corrects Ron
Oh.
when he gets it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so proud of
Learning
you
how to
right
make
now.
objects fly.
Sarah, we
Yeah,
love
but
you.
it's okay.
Gosh.
That was
Hey,
that
you
was
know
so
what?
good.
Stellar.
I can do something right once in a while.
There you go.
Every 10 podcasts.
Just get ready for the next one. All right, so the chapter opens, and Malfoy is flabbergasted that they are not expelled, that they didn't get caught that night.
Doesn't he even ask so when is the train ride home or something like that?
I love it. I love it. And so Harry and Ron you're feeling a little daring after their night adventure with Fluffy. And, they debate on what the grubby package could be, and something valuable or dangerous, or maybe even both. And Neville and Hermione are both very uninterested in what Fluffy was hiding because they're just happy they weren't expelled or dead. Or, as Hermione would, care about being expelled before she was dead.
I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed.
Or worse.
Expelled. So
She needs to sort out her priorities.
I wanted to
Sorry.
make sure I add in this movieism
Yes.
because they leave Neville out in the movies, and Neville was with them when they discovered Fluffy because he was locked out of the Gryffindor common room.
Poor Neville.
So I just wanted to make that clear because we do have to separate them. We always
wonder why.
wonder why what they left him out.
Yeah, why did they do that? What was the point in leaving him out?
Budget. Probably.
Well, they
Yeah.
left this whole
Budget and
part out.
time.
No,
I mean, they had to film
do you
the
mean?
scene anyway. Why not just throw Matthew Lewis in there?
they left the entire Midnight Duel out.
oh, the Midnight Duel out. Yeah, they left that out.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, but I don't know.
Somebody was like, I saw on Twitter, they were like, well, it was Dan Radcliffe and Joe talking. There was no color there. And they said something about a 24-hour Harry Potter movie, and Dan was like, people would watch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would. I would watch it multiple times.
It would take me more than 24 hours because I would have to nap.
Well, yeah. So Hermione wasn't speaking to Harry and Ron, and they were both real happy about it because she was a, quote, bossy know-it-all. And I wrote, oh, how things will change, because they love her for being that know-it-all because she saves their stinking lives.
Ron's gonna
and
really
their
love her.
and their school careers
Yeah.
throughout the entire 7 books.
I'm pretty sure Hermione is the reason why they passed their OWLs.
Oh, my gosh.
And
That's why they
everything
passed
else.
anything.
Yes. Because otherwise they wouldn't have been studying or anything like that. I think they would have been doing the bare minimum to just get stuff on parchment.
Yeah.
And so they're at breakfast, and the mail shows up, and a thin package carried by 6 screech owls drops in front of them, and then another owl drops a letter in front of Harry. 6 + 1 = 7. You're welcome.
That's nuts. Missed that one.
Yes. Okay, so I wanted to read the note from McGonagall.
McGonagall.
Keep in mind that there's a very long, thin package at the table. McGonagall writes, in all capital letters, by the way, do not open the parcel at the table. It contains your new Nimbus 2000, but I don't want everybody knowing you've got a broomstick or they'll all want one. Oliver Wood will meet you tonight on the Quidditch field at 7 o'clock for your first training session. McGonagall writes that she doesn't want everyone to know that Harry has a broom, yet she
Maybe.
sends it to him in the Great Hall.
Not only that, but maybe she should have put it in a box. I don't know.
A box, send it to his room.
Yeah.
Dumbledore left the cloak on his...
Yeah, clearly it could have gotten to him another way.
Come on.
Make the house elves carry it up there.
Whoa.
Whoa. Free the elves, man.
Whoa.
Free the elves.
Spew.
Spew.
No,
S-P-E-W.
It's forever spew in my heart. They've said that more than once together. I can feel it. So
To
Malfoy...
each other at night.
I spew you.
Spoon me.
Whoa. Okay.
Getting serious. All right. Malfoy jumps all over that opportunity to get Harry in trouble. So he's like, oh my God, he's got a broom. So Flitwick comes by because the boys are arguing, and Malfoy tries to rat him out. But Flitwick praises Harry because he knows what's going down. And Malfoy's confused, and it's the best thing ever.
I wonder how the scene would have been different if it had been Snape. He probably knows
It would have
about
been
it,
great.
But he would have been like, I'm confiscating your broom. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love
Would've been
it.
interesting.
It would have been great. I would have hoped that another professor would have come over and been like, no. He's allowed to have this. 'Cause he's the
Well, he
chosen
probably
one.
knows if Flitwick knows, and Snape would know, but Snape is probably.
I know, but I'm just saying
like,
it would be hilarious to see that clash.
I'm a bully. I'm gonna take your broom.
Is that what bullies sound like?
Yeah, that's what Snape bully sounds like because he's not cool.
I bet Snape would have gone on about him being a celebrity and having
Yeah.
special treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
And then
wrong
Malfoy
though?
wouldn't have been so
No.
mad.
No.
Not at all. For once.
I know. So, I looked up, like, I knew what a nimbus, like, cloud and all that, but I wanted to know, like, what the internet
cloud?
said.
Yes. Okay.
There are types of clouds.
Cumulonimbus.
Oh.
You're all right. It'll be okay. That's
Reasons
why we're here.
she's not a Ravenclaw.
So I wanted to get like a precise kind of like definition of nimbus because Nimbus 2000, I knew there was going to be a meaning behind that. So it could mean a luminous cloud or a halo surrounding a supernatural being or saint. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Huh.
Interesting.
Because he loves that broomstick.
Yes.
Okay. So that brings us to our Quidditch lesson with a man we have all met.
Yes. Wait, who?
Yeah.
He signed my quaffle.
Yeah, he did.
He hugged me.
I didn't touch
So-
him.
Harry goes to his Quidditch lesson, and mind you, he like all day at class, like that's all he's thinking about. He's just like, oh, I just can't wait to go and get my broom and learn about this foreign sport that I know nothing about. And so it's noted almost instantly again that Harry is a natural at flying. So he goes down to the pitch a little bit early. He looks at the goalposts and thinks that they're bubble sticks, which I think is hilarious,
I love
except they're
that.
50 feet high.
I always thought that was
And-
really cute.
Yes. And he is just flying around, and Oliver Wood is just like, oh my gosh, we're going to win. Like, immediately. That's what he thinks about. And I find it hilarious that while Oliver Wood is. Sarah. While Oliver Wood is trying to teach Harry the ropes on Quidditch, Harry ends up comparing Quidditch to basketball, which I think it's nothing like basketball.
What? Throwing stuff in a thing.
Yeah, I know, but like there's so many
Throwing
more
stuff in a thing.
But like,
Isn't that not basketball?
yes, but Quidditch has like so many more aspects to it. Like you're not just running back and forth on the court like basketball, right?
Similarities.
I don't know. It's
But he's
just
also
weird.
an 11-year-old boy, so he's probably not like. He's like, oh, they're throwing stuff in a hole, not in a
Tiffany.
hole, but like a hoop.
I have coughing.
Shut up. I'm kidding.
Oh.
So I found this article on Pottermore, which is just like a guide to Quidditch, which I thought was kind of cool, and it explains it a little bit more shortly than Oliver Wood does in the chapter.
I like that.
So there are 7 players on. Oh yeah, there are 7 players.
Oh, I was like, what?
On each team, 3 chasers, 1 keeper, 2 beaters, and 1 seeker.
Beaters. I like how you said
I
it.
know, you were saying it like he says it.
4 balls, 1 quaffle, 2 bludgers, and 1 snitch. 3 hoops, but you can only score the quaffle in them. 10 points per goal and 150 points if you catch the snitch, which also ends the game. Also, very importantly, it is all played on broomsticks. So,
I had no idea.
Quidditch, as you know, is notoriously easy to understand, as Oliver Wood says. Not everyone can be an adamant sports fan, but there are shortcuts along the way should you find yourself in an awkward group discussion about Quidditch. You know, if Quidditch was real.
It is
Clearly
real.
It's
They
real.
do play it.
Yeah, they do.
But never mind that. Thanks to our handy guide, look forward to hordes of new admirers as you wow the world with your sudden encyclopedic knowledge.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. This article is so funny. It's like things that you need to know about Quidditch to like make yourself not sound like some bandwagon fan, but like you actually understand it, but you don't understand it, right? You know what I mean?
I get you.
So remember, it's played on brooms. A really important fact not to forget about Quidditch is that it's played in the sky, unlike your boring ground sports like football and netball.
What's netball?
What is netball?
I have no idea.
Keep going. I'll take to Google.
So when discussing said game, throw in a few references to the fact that you actually know the sport involves flying. Otherwise, you'll get a lot of stick, and we don't mean broomsticks.
Oh my god.
Another important thing here when talking about Quidditch, don't pick an obvious favorite team. In the Wizarding world, the likes of the Tutshill Tornadoes are one of your top dogs in the game. So when you're embroiled in a match debate, the key sign of a Quidditch expert is to think outside the box. Pick an up-and-coming team instead of one everyone has heard of. Like Ron's favorite team, the Chudley Cannons.
Although he really does know everything about Quidditch. So.
True.
He does. But, like, don't just go for it. Like, oh, I like the Tornadoes. Oh, I like the Montrose Magpies. No, those teams always win. You need to pick, like, a rando team.
Hollyhead Harpies.
The Hollyhead Harpies. But they're good,
They're
too.
popular.
No, I know. I'm just naming other ones.
Winnog
that you-
Jones.
Yep. Do you want to know what netball is?
Yes.
Netball is a ball sport played by 2 teams of 7 players.
What?
Its development derived from early versions of basketball, began in England in the 1890s. By 1960, international playing rules had been standardized for the game. So it's played on a rectangular court with a raised goal ring at each end.
So it's basketball.
Each team, I'm looking at a picture. There's no backboard, so that's harder to make. I mean, each team attempts to score goals by passing the ball down the court and shooting it through the goal ring.
See, so Quidditch is like basketball.
Okay,
Meg.
okay. Harry was right.
I'll wait.
What?
I'll wait for your apology.
I'm sorry.
I'll wait.
All is forgiven. I love you. Yes.
I just
love
want
you
to
too.
ask if anyone has ever played Quidditch, like in real life, or if you play it now, let us know.
Send us pictures.
Yes.
Oh,
Video,
please.
anything we want to see.
I've
Yes.
actually it's like a lifelong goal to go to the Quidditch World Cup that takes place every year. I think it would be so fun. Like,
Where does it take
really
place at?
happens. It's different every year. It
That's
like
fun.
moves around.
I like that. Sarah's taking
There's
the
there's a
internets.
really
Yeah.
cool documentary about
On Netflix.
Quidditch, and it's amazing.
Oh, I did
Isn't
not
it called
know.
Mudbloods?
That sounds familiar.
I think it's called Mudbloods.
Really?
It's really good.
I'm down to
really
watch
cool.
that. All right. We should do a Felix File review on it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We also plan to do a Felix Files on Quidditch Through the Ages. We're
Yes.
going to do a breakdown of Quidditch Through the Ages.
This past year, the U.S. Quidditch Cup was in Texas.
Texas. Okay. Do you know, does it say where it's going to be this year? Or do you
Not
mean in
too-
2000?
this
It
one
already
says-
happened?
Oh, no, this one says April 8th, 9th, 2017. I'm saying 2007.
We're taking it way back.
We're
10
going back
years
in
ago.
time. Was in Kissimmee, Florida.
That's
Kissimmee.
cute, Nay.
Oh, whatever.
Kissimmee.
It's by,
Kiss a me, kiss a you.
I kissed everybody.
I can tell you a funny story about this, but it can't be in the podcast.
Moving on.
So remember key players' names is another little tip here. So don't just know, like, I forgot his name already. What is the guy that Hermione dates for like a day?
Victor
Victor
Crumb.
Crumb.
Yeah, that guy, Victor Crumb. You need to know a
Do you
good
even
player.
know Harry Potter?
You need to know a good player like Dragomir Gorgovich, a popular chaser who did wonders for the Chudley Cannons during Harry and Ron's time at school. And by did wonders, we mean he held the record for most quaffle drops in a season.
Maybe that's where they got Ron's fake name.
That is. Oh, yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
But that's like way later in
His
the books,
fake
right?
name.
Oh,
just
Lord.
listened
Do
to
you
it
even.
today.
No, we've discussed this. I don't know who Harry Potter
When they're
is.
breaking into Gringotts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You figured that he would pick something that no one even knows.
It's Ron. Again, he's not a Ravenclaw.
Know your Quidditch controversies. So, for example, know that in 1473 of the Quidditch World Cup, it featured all 700 types of Quidditch fouls.
7 of 700.
And don't get your sports mixed up, like poor Dean Thomas. Don't be
Oh.
calling for red cards at the Quidditch game. That's a soccer thing.
But-
or football.
God bless his little heart.
He's so cute. So, yeah, I just thought that was kind of a fun article. So that was a little bit off
That's
topic,
cute.
but
That's not off topic.
No.
That was completely on.
We're talking about Quidditch. It's an article about Quidditch. Totally off topic.
it's not off topic. I don't know why I said that.
I think you said it because it was a little
It was a little, more
lengthy. Yeah.
a little more
But that's
in-depth on
okay.
Quidditch.
That's what this is for.
Shut up.
I love it.
Okay, so after all of that, Oliver Wood and Harry briefly discuss the dangers of Quidditch. Like, have bludgers ever killed somebody?
Ooh,
The
yeah.
answer is
The answer is never at Hogwarts.
so. The answer is yes.
yeah.
So probably yes. And I copy pasted a little blurb from the book here. I just wanted to read it because I thought it was funny.
Yep.
Never at Hogwarts. We've had a couple of broken jaws, but nothing worse than that. Now, the last member of the team is the Seeker. That's you, and you don't have to worry about the Quaffle or the bludgers. And then Harry interjects, unless they crack my head open.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the Weasleys are more than a match for the bludgers. I mean, they're like a pair of human bludgers themselves.
They're not a match for a rogue one.
No, they're not.
Ayo.
Or for like, how did they die? Killing curse, or is it the castle falling on them?
Fred?
Yes.
The castle. Sad. Okay.
I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
See ya.
So next up is the Golden Snitch. And
Hooray.
I think that there's another little what?
Gold.
Oh, gold.
Late on that.
You can-
I was
you can
sleeping.
do
With
I
my
know,
eyes
but I
open.
feel like it's Katie's thing.
You can
So-
go.
All right.
Again, another blurb from the book here. This, said Wood, is the Golden Snitch. Isn't that how he says it? These. And it's the most important ball of the lot. It's very hard to catch because it's so fast and difficult to see. It's the Seeker's job to catch it. You've got to weave in and out of the chasers, beaters, bludgers, and quaffle to get it before the other team's Seeker. Because whichever Seeker catches the snitch wins his team an extra 150 points, so they nearly always win, except in the Quidditch World Cup
Ew.
later. That's why Seekers get fouled so much. A game of Quidditch only ends when the snitch is caught, so it can go on for ages. I think the record is 3 months. They had to keep bringing on substitutes so the players could get some sleep.
Jeez.
I thought that was
God.
funny.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
So,
Can you imagine waking up and being like, we're still playing? Like, oh.
so then after all of that, they started practicing, and Oliver Wood uses golf balls to throw at him, which I think is hilarious because golf is like the most boring sport ever, and then Oliver Wood turns it cool.
Whoa, can I just say that's Megan's opinion? There are some people that really enjoy golf. I am not one of them. But
I enjoy me some golf. My grandfather played pro.
yeah, she's a pro in her family.
I actually have one of my cousins plays pro as well. He's
Might just
sponsored
be-
by Nike.
Ooh,
I'm just
I'm sorry.
horrible at golf.
I think golf is really boring, though.
that's fine. That's your
putt,
opinion.
however.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no,
always
putt,
game
putt.
Do you
for
mean
putt-putt.
watching golf is boring or playing golf is boring?
Well,
I never
I'm
played
like
golf.
terrible at golf, so both for me. Watching golf is extremely boring, though.
It's good for a good nap.
Yeah.
Good excuse.
So
So-
that was all of Quidditch.
I think it's the next morning. It says, on Halloween morning, they woke up to the delicious smell of baking pumpkin wafting through the corridors. I just
I want
really,
a pumpkin pie.
yes, pumpkin anything right now. I just want to be at Hogwarts for
I just
Halloween.
want a fresh made apple pie with a delicious crumble on top.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
coming.
I mean,
and
you're
I'll
gonna
have
make that,
eaten
aren't
it
you?
by the time this thing comes
Yeah.
to fruition.
We're not doing a Halloween feast together. We're doing a Christmas one, right?
Yeah.
No, we aren't because no one wants to talk to you. Okay.
Well, we're
Yeah.
having a pie day, but Tiffany doesn't want to come for some reason.
I'm
She's
going
doing
to
her
see my
own
family.
apple thing,
Yeah, we're going to our
whatever.
own. I still like you. Gosh.
Anyway, so on Halloween, they have charms with Flitwick. And he says that he thinks they're ready to start making objects fly. I don't know how I got this honor, guys. But
did.
here it is.
You did. Do it.
Okay, I'm going to read it.
Do it justice.
Now, don't forget the nice wrist movement we've been practicing.
Hold on.
Now, don't forget the nice wrist movement. I'm not doing that.
Let it go.
Squeaked Professor Flitwick, perched on top of his pile of books as usual. Swish and flick. Remember, swish and flick.
Should we all do it?
Swish and flick.
That
was amazing.
Super nerds.
Good job,
Awesome.
That's where we come from.
Our namesake, guys. This is a big moment.
Shout out to Ravenclaw.
What? Oh,
Shout out to
Flitwick.
Swish and Flick.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to all 4 houses sitting right here
Yeah.
at this beautiful table in this amazing basement.
I mean, it's not that great. They're spiders. Ron would not like
It's
it.
very Harry Potter, though.
very,
Yeah,
very,
with
it's very
spiders.
basement-y.
So this is actually the first charm that Harry learns how to cast. or at least that we know of.
Correct.
And Harry and Seamus are paired together. And Seamus gets impatient and sets fire to his feather, which is just so typical. We love him for that.
I love that they take that whole like fire thing even further in the movies with him. Like they just like, because I know that that's kind of a thing in the books, but like I feel like he does fire stuff more often in the movies.
He's a little pyro.
He
is a pyro.
It's so funny.
So I was wondering if this is the first spoken incantation we come across, Wingardium Leviosa. Is it the first time we hear a spoken spell?
Doesn't Alohomora?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
yeah.
Okay. Never mind then.
That's all right.
Is that just in the movie though, or is that
No, she says
No,
it.
she
Okay,
says it to get into
okay?
the corridor or the door.
We also
Alohomora.
get to another famous quote because Ron and Hermione are paired together. And she says, "You're saying it wrong." Harry heard Hermione snap. It's Wingardium Leviosa.
Not
Make the gar
Leviosa.
nice and long. And Ron is super annoyed because Hermione, of course, does it on her very first try.
You're saying it wrong.
Go on.
What?
Do the whole thing.
No, it's okay.
It's too late.
Not Leviosa.
And Ron's so upset.
She's a nightmare.
Ron's so upset he talks about Hermione after class, saying, "No wonder no one can stand her. She's a nightmare." And
I just
Hermione
said that.
hears.
I'm kidding. Sorry.
I'm narrating it.
Yeah.
Hermione hears and hurries past them in tears.
Which is sad.
Yes.
Super sad.
Yeah.
Ron can be such a jerk, but I like him.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
I wonder if they fight about this. Do you remember the time you made me cry
I hope
when I
so.
was 11 years old?
I hope it- I
I'm
hope
so
it
mad
happens.
about it.
Whenever they're in like a horrible marital argument,
They'll
she's
be
like,
like-
"You know what? You made me cry that one time."
Oh,
gosh.
man.
All right, so now we're going to talk about Halloween and how's the feast.
yes.
But before we talk about kind of like what was happening with the feast, I want to talk about Halloween in general because there's an article and we'll post it on our Facebook page from Pottermore talking about why Halloween was so important for Harry Potter. And I'm just
The
going
best holiday.
Well, yeah, it's one of my favorites. I'm going to briefly just go over some of the stuff that happened on Halloween. So it starts off, that's the day his parents died, which is sad.
Yes.
So we all know all about that. And then it's also, hold on, my computer's being weird. The day that Harry, Ron, and Hermione became a trio. Because that's the day of the whole, as we've read, the troll in the dungeon.
Troll in the dungeon.
And
I
then
don't know.
I didn't realize this, but it's also the day the Chamber of Secrets was opened again.
Shut the front
Yeah.
door.
Yep. How crazy is that? Because
I'm
he's
digging it.
going to an actual ghost party celebrating the death day of Nearly Headless Nick. And that's the enemies of the air beware. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. And then it's the day that Sirius Black breaks into Hogwarts. So in his third year.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I just forget all these things. This is
Yeah.
great.
Because he was, the poor lad, this is what it says, for Harry's third year, surely the poor lad was due for a peaceful Halloween. As it turned out, no.
When did they never had a peaceful year.
No.
Never ever.
They had one when he was gone, but even that wasn't that peaceful because the Carrows
No,
were
that
there.
was a horrible year.
Well,
That was probably the worst.
Yeah, Death
it
Eaters
was,
running around.
it was the day in the fourth year. The final time we hear of Halloween mentioned in the books comes in Harry's fourth year, and it's, again, a particularly memorable one because that's the day he's picked to be a Triwizard champion. Yes. And then it says one more thing. Funny that the Deathly Hallows shares half a name with Halloween, too. In the wizarding world, Hallows are known as three enchanted and hugely powerful objects that can unite to conquer death. At one point or another, Harry has temporarily possessed all three of them. Seeing as the Muggle holiday celebrates the supernatural and the unknown, how fitting that the Hallows should be so named in such a familiar way, and that Harry, of all people, should be so intimately connected to that both. Spooky.
Yeah. So, because you're talking about 3, I wanted to know the significance of 3. So I just looked it up because we talk about the trio all the time. There's 3 Deathly Hallows. So it says we've heard people say things happen in 3s, and in Christian faith tradition, it symbolizes the Trinity, and then it also means wholeness. So I think all of them together make something that's complete and whole.
Well, and I
like that a lot.
the wedding I was
That
at
makes sense.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about how it's harder to like rip apart like a three-stranded, like a braid kind of thing than it is just one. So like they're stronger. The three of them are stronger together.
Yes.
The three hollows are stronger together.
Yes.
Like,
gosh, you guys,
Yeah.
it's just so great.
yep.
So 3 is a very important number.
3 and 7.
3 and 7, yeah.
And 11.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it's the Halloween feast, and it starts off with the morning starts off with the delicious smell of pumpkin baking through the halls.
Yum.
And then they go to the lesson with Flitwick, and Ron makes fun of Hermione. So the boys go off to the feast, and she's hiding because she's crying in the girls' bathroom. And the second, and I think it's interesting in the book, it's like, They almost feel bad, and I guess Ron even, like, it says, like, Ron has a look on his face where he's
he
almost
knows.
like
You can tell he's uncomfortable.
sheepish. Yeah, like
He
he's
did
like, oh my
wrong.
God, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
And the second they walk into the hall, they forget all about her.
Yeah.
So it says that there was 1,000 live bats that were fluttering around the walls and the ceiling, and more were swooping over the tables and making the candles and the pumpkin flicker.
I love that image.
Yes.
That's such a
Yeah.
great image.
What book was it where they were not Ron, Hagrid was making the giant pumpkins?
3.
Was it 3?
Because that's what they hid behind when they went back in time.
So while they're enjoying all their food, and I think it specifically says that Harry was eating a baked potato, that Quirrell comes running in to the hall, all crazy, like to tell Dumbledore that there's a troll in the dungeons. That's what to know. And then he falls to the floor in a faint.
Collapses. Fake
And
faint. Jerk.
everybody
Horrible
starts to panic because there's like a troll in Hogwarts. So there's this funny meme that we wanted to point out that we could probably post on that we wanted to post on our Facebook page or something.
favorite.
So it's a clip from the movie, and girls are running, troll in the dungeon, and Dumbledore's like, prefects will lead their houses back to their dormitories. And then it goes to a clip of Draco Malfoy's freaking out. And he's like, the Slytherin dormitory's in the dungeon, though. And then there's a picture of Dumbledore with his mouth, like when he was yelling, and he goes, oh my God, Malfoy, you act like I even care.
It is the best meme ever.
It's so funny. All right. So everyone starts to panic.
Poor Malfoy.
And they all get up to go leave at once, and Dumbledore shoots off several purple firecrackers to get everyone's attention, and has the prefects take students back to the dorms. And Harry and Ron start to go back to their dorm, and they realize that Hermione is still in the girls' bathroom because she's not... she wouldn't know that the troll is there.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about how, like, Ron doesn't really want to go and get her at first?
He's a selfish person.
Well,
Yeah.
but he's also probably thinking, like, I want to avoid the confrontation that's going to happen because I'm the reason she's in there.
He's got a lot of
but
guilt
she
going
could
on.
Die.
Yeah.
And it is his fault that she's in there.
Big go. I agree with all
I
of
just
you.
think that it's
Also, he's an 11-year-old boy, so...
Well, who nudges
Well,
him?
it's not-
Harry. And they
Harry's
all
also
make
an
each other
11-year-old boy.
whole.
yeah, but Harry's more caring than Ron.
I think this
There you go.
scene
You have to
right here,
you have to do it with the personalities.
Yeah,
Like,
this
that's
scene
just
right
not
here
wrong.
is a reason why people ship Harry and Hermione, I think, over Ron and Hermione.
I'm not one of those people.
I'm not either, but I just know there are a lot of those out there.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
you
just a
can,
good
you can
friend.
see it. Yeah, that's good friendship.
But, like,
I
if-
mean, let me have you not get killed by a troll. I'd save any one
Let
of
me
you.
do you a solid.
No, I'd run away. I'd be Draco.
That's because you're not a Gryffindor.
Slytherin Dumbledore's in the dungeons. Okay.
Really good.
All right, so they realize they have to go get Hermione, and what they don't know is that while they're going to get Hermione, they're also going to find the troll. Mm-hmm. And so the troll that's loose in the castle is in the same bathroom as Hermione. Dun, dun, dun. What's going to happen?
What is going to happen?
So they head to the, well, that's why I just read that. So what's going to happen? We don't know.
We don't.
Because I didn't finish this chapter.
She's never read Harry Potter.
I don't even know who Harry Potter is.
My grandma's heard of him. Did you see it? We were sitting at dinner and they were talking about the podcast. And my dad goes to my grandma. He goes, "Do you even know what Harry Potter looks like?" And she goes, "No, but I've heard talk of him." That's
cute.
grandma. So they lock this bathroom door.
They're trying to do something good.
And they think they're like locking this troll in here. And as they're running away, they hear Hermione scream and they're like, "Oh, whoops."
My bad.
Giant whoops. So Hermione is frozen with fear, and Harry uses his quick thinking skills, and we get the quote that basically explains the entire Harry Potter series. Quote, Harry then did something that was both very brave and very stupid. Yeah.
Can we just say that sums up Harry? Brave
does.
and stupid his entire life.
Love him.
Yeah.
I love him. So Harry jumps and he wraps his arms around the troll's neck, and his wand is in his hand, and when he jumps, it shoves straight up this troll's nose. And so Ron also shows some quick thinking, and he pulls out his wand, and he just says the first spell that comes to his mind, and he does Wingardium Leviosa, and he says it right. And the troll's club, goes into the air and falls back down on the troll's head, knocking him out. Harry retrieves his wand, and he wipes the troll bogies or boogers, however you would like.
Bogies.
I like bogies.
Troll bogies.
He wipes it on the troll's trousers, not in the movies where he wipes it on his own robes. Question, why is a troll wearing clothes?
To hide himself. I don't know.
I don't know.
Why is a troll in trousers?
Maybe he was cold and he didn't want people to see
It
him.
is Halloween. It could
Perhaps.
be a little nippy.
It is October. So, pardon me. I just want to go into kind of like what trolls are. So, the description of the troll is it smelled like a mixture of old socks and the kind of public toilet that no one seems to clean.
I get this such a distinct smell in my mind when I read this.
Like,
and
it's
horrible.
disgusting.
Yeah, so do I.
It makes me want to vomit a little bit.
And I
Yeah.
point out the fact that socks show up a lot in this series.
You're right.
Dumbledore
See if there's
says
anything
that he
about
wants
socks in
socks.
Harry always wraps all his stuff in old socks.
He gets socks. Yeah. You free house elves with socks. Like, it just comes up a lot.
Dear Joe,
Yeah.
do you love socks?
I think there might be an article, though, about
There's
it.
not.
There's not? No.
I typed in socks and nothing came up.
Okay. So this troll was about 12 feet tall. Skin was a dull granite gray color.
Thank you.
And a lumpy body like a boulder. A small, round, bald head on top like a coconut. Short legs, thick as tree trunks, and flat, horny feet. Long arms that dragged a club, and long ears, and a tiny mind. And then she describes that the troll like slouches his way into the bathroom, so I can just kind of like see that slouch.
The slow lumbering.
Yeah, I can just like see that movement.
They did such a good job with the troll, I think, in
Oh, yeah.
the movie. It's perfect.
It looked really good. Yeah.
There's also this really awesome like troll foot thing in the Wizarding World. It's actually from like Deathly
Grimmauld.
Hallows, right?
It's from
Something's
Grimmauld Place.
Grimmauld Place. I want it.
It's the umbrella stand, but you
Get
can
it.
get it for your pens and pencils for your desk.
I'm down. I want to buy that.
It's like $40.
I'd buy it.
On Harry Potter lexicon, they basically don't say exactly what socks are, but they say they're kind of going
They're
along
things
with
you
the
put on your
theme.
feet.
I understand that. But they say they go along with the theme that things are not what they seem. Because it's, they're like, what could, at the end of this article, it's like, so what do socks symbolize? Love, freedom, redemption? At any rate, you can be sure that they're not what they seem. Because they go through everything about Dobby and the socks, Harry getting socks,
Yeah.
Dumbledore getting socks.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh.
It says socks are closely related to a major, if not the major theme in Harry Potter, namely, things are not what they seem.
I like that
The
a
sock
lot.
is humble, even comical
Humble.
garment, necessary, but often unattractive in the archetypal boring Christmas present.
These aren't boring.
I love socks.
I wish I had some socks on right now. My feet are cold.
I think I have
Same.
extra socks with me. If you like
I would love your socks. Magical abilities of trolls. I thought this was super interesting. Troll whiskers can sometimes be used as wand cores.
They have whiskers.
Like, how
That's awesome.
would that be? Like, I
They're
just
a
feel like
magical creature.
who uses them? Which wand
Probably
maker?
Not Ollivander.
Because it's not Ollivander, and I feel like. Can someone Google Greg Gorovich and like what he uses as cores?
Are trolls that magical
I
where they
like,
could
right?
be used as a core? Like a
I mean, it
phoenix,
is.
you
I
think
mean,
of
they
that.
do.
Right, yeah.
But I just don't like. I feel like that'd be a weak one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just me. Sorry.
Well,
No
obviously,
shout out to trolls.
It's not a. How does Ollivander call the wand? Cores?
Cadogan. Sir Cadogan has a troll whisker in his
He
wand.
would. Who made his though?
I don't know.
Because it wasn't Ollivander. That's interesting.
That's just so weird. Like, what magical properties do trolls have we don't know that they could be used in a wand?
That's all it has listed for magical abilities. And then it
Troll.
says their dangers are sheer strength and destructive tendencies, and their habitats are mountainous countrysides. And then I pulled up an article on Pottermore because it talks about whether they are beasts or beings. And it... I'm sorry, you guys. I'm at the tail end of the cold that Katie gave me.
Sorry.
So it talks about fantastic beasts, and it describes trolls as fearsome creatures and, up to 12 feet tall, weighing a ton. Originated in Scandinavia, and they are strong, unpredictable creatures with a propensity towards violence and stupidity. And so their stupidity is what lists them as beasts rather than beings. And so they tried to classify any member of the magical community that walked on two legs as being distinct from beasts to things that flew or crawled on four legs. But then he walks on two legs, but they put that as a beast instead of a being because of the stupidity. I thought that was
They
super
are pretty
interesting.
dumb.
Trolls were used by goblins to demonstrate how absurd the classification was, and that's why it was overturned.
Interesting.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah. And then with their originating in Scandinavia with early fairy tales like the Three Billy Goats Gruff. So that's how they got into popular culture. And the word troll first appeared in 1276 when Norway's king Magnus something that I can't pronounce, Hakkason, I don't know, created a set of laws that made it illegal to wake the trollless mound dwellers, which were actually the graves of early pagan ancestors buried in mounds of earth. There's a lot happening. So I just thought that was interesting. They're like mountainous creatures.
They're mountainous creatures, but they're more stupid than giants. Because those are mountainous creatures as well. I wonder if they pair up.
Can you look up to see if they classified giants as beings or beasts? Because I kind of feel like it might be beings since they can like communicate and they're not as ignorant. I don't know. I like it. There's like
Giants are considered beings.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So there's a lot of information on
goblins,
Goblin.
hags, house elves, vilas, mer people.
Werewolves.
Mer people. Well,
They don't
yeah,
even have legs, guys.
It's true. Centaurs were offered the status but refused.
So they wanted to be considered beasts.
I don't know. I guess they
They
just
probably
didn't
were
wanna
too
be on
stupid
the
to
same
understand.
level. They didn't want to be on the same level as wizard. They wanted to be above them. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I would agree with
Because
that.
centaurs are very arrogant.
They are, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about trolls for a second.
Like, they're not.
No, they're not stupid. I thought you were talking about trolls. I'm sorry. All right, so if you go onto Pottermore and look up trolls, there's a lot more there.
I'll
but
post the article.
yeah, there's just, we got to move on with this. So after Ron knocks out this troll, McGonagall, Snape, and Quirrell burst onto the scene. Quirrell looks at the troll and lets out a faint whisper and sits on the toilet, clutching his heart. You guys, I'm sorry. I love Jurassic Park, so all I see is Donald Gennaro, which is the lawyer from Jurassic Park, being eaten off the toilet by the
yeah.
T-Rex.
Oh my god.
So that's all I saw, like, in my head when I read this. And Hermione saves the day, essentially, after Ron saves her, because they're bearing down on, like, what happened. And so she lied to a teacher. And this is the first instance of that. And that is where you can this is the shift in
yeah.
everything. And
shift.
Hermione gets 5 points taken from Gryffindor. Ron and Harry get 5 points each.
For sheer dumb luck.
For sheer dumb luck.
They should have gotten more.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
I feel like they shouldn't have gotten. I think they all should have gotten points taken away.
Sarah.
I'm just being honest.
Okay, so how many points do you think they should have taken? Let's
1,000,000 points. I don't know. More than 5, though.
And just Hermione. So you think the boys should have had taken?
Yeah.
Maybe McGonagall was just like stoked that, none of her
nobody
students died. Yeah.
Right. What do you think, Katie? Do
Well,
you think
I mean,
given or
how-
taken?
I think it should have just been like nobody gets anything. Like you're all alive. Consider yourselves lucky. Go to bed.
I think Harry and Ron should have gotten more points because did they do something stupid? Yes. But Hermione would have died, literally. Like, she probably would have died.
Yeah, 'cause she
And
was frozen.
the fact that they were brave enough to go after this troll to try and save her life, I think that they each should have gotten at least like 20.
No.
I mean, come
I just
on.
disagree. I just think that they're
Dumbledore
stupid.
gave Ron 50 points for playing chess. Like, come on. They just
Play
saved
chess
Hermione's
like a
life.
boss. So I don't know. I'm kind of like in the same boat as you, Katie. I don't know if I would necessarily give points, but I certainly wouldn't take them
Yeah.
because I think that's kind of like that was your punishment enough. Was almost dying.
If they had points taken away, then like that would deter them from ever trying to like save a student because they're like, oh, I
can
might
get on
lose
board with
points.
that.
You know, that's why I think that she probably gave.
It was a
them.
heroic act, yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
smell of the troll was punishment enough.
Even though, amen to that. So after all this, we get our beautiful friend moment, and so I thought I would just read the little blurb from the chapter, and it says, "But from
Nobody
the
cares.
I
They're
care.
Not, they're not
Tiffany.
really friends. They secretly hate each other.
anyways." But from that moment on, Hermione Granger became their friend. There are some things you can't share without ending up liking each other, and knocking out a 12-foot mountain troll is one of them.
I love that.
So I thought that was pretty cute. And that brings us, friends, to our lightning bolt round. And I have prepped questions.
Hold on. Can I just say one thing? They're the three best friends that anyone could have.
You are a goofball. So, do you want me to start?
Yes.
All right. So, I have the question. Where was Dumbledore when the teachers showed up at the bathroom after the troll was knocked out?
at the third floor.
Probably. That's what I would say.
That
I
would
like
be my
that.
guess.
I like that answer. Seeing what was going down. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was good. All
in the dungeon.
right, I got another one. Oh, actually, we already went this. We already did that one. But I have two more. It's all right. The next one I had was about how many points and stuff. The chapter says, quote, that they have mastered the basics, which is why they moved on in Charms. So what do you think those basics were within Charms?
Probably how to hold your wand. Honestly, though, think about it.
Yeah. No
Like, I bet
kidding.
you there's like a specific, like, you can't just be like, I'm going to hold it like this. Like, you look dumb.
I mean, you have to teach kids how to write with pens and pencils, right? So you have to learn how to hold your wand.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I think also like wrist movements, different wrist movements for different spells. They probably practice those movements before actually learning the incantations.
Yeah. And probably pronunciation.
I like that. Well, Ron talked to that.
So Seamus.
Right. I like that. That's pretty good. And then I just came up with this one today while you guys were talking about Quidditch. I said catching the snitch is difficult. So do you think they have different levels of difficulty for like students, kids, and like pros? You know how they have different court sizes for things and different size of, like, I know within softball, like when you're little, the ball is bigger and then gradually it gets smaller. So I was just wondering, do you think they have different levels of difficulty for like kids and versus pros
I
and
think
even
so.
versus students of like catching the snitch, you know?
I would think that like they probably have like little like kid stuff.
Yeah.
But I would I would think that they'd have like a Quidditch set for kids that's like kind of easier, especially if they're like 6 and 7 on little broomsticks like flying around.
Yeah.
But I don't
Because
think
they do have kid brooms.
Yeah.
We see that in 7.
I don't think that there would be a difference with like playing at Hogwarts versus playing in the pros, except for like maybe people might be more vicious, like in hockey. Like I went to a hockey game when I was in high school, and we watched like little kids play, and then we ended up staying till the pro game, where like they slowly just kind of got like a little bit more brutal, and like the high school one, they were allowed to be more physical, and then within like watching the pros, within 5 minutes the guy was off the ice because he had a huge gash on his face because they're like they go, you know what I mean?
I bet you the only difference is like maybe fouls. So I bet you like not in high school, but like at Hogwarts, or like I'm sure that there's leagues that you can play in before you even go to Hogwarts, like for younger kids.
Like
maybe
summer
have like
leagues?
little kid leagues, like for the
awesome.
summertime. So I bet you like basically all that changes, at least from Hogwarts to Pro, would be fouls.
Yeah.
So like you can get away with less at Hogwarts than you can in the pros with fouling.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But you
That would
think
make
like
sense.
the snitch catching, like the
I
magic
think
that's placed on it, you think it's the same there, and
I
then the
think
kids
it's the same
have
at
one.
Hogwarts, but I think it's might be easier in leagues before Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, you got to
agree.
figure it took those adults the one time 3 months to finish a game.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I figure there's like, as you said, like the kids have one, but then once you get to a certain age, it's all the same.
Do you think like court size is different? Do you think Hogwarts Quidditch pitch is smaller than a pro?
Oh, interesting. I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
And like, but does the snitch stay inside the Quidditch pitch? Because it goes higher because he gets attacked by the Dementors.
I feel like it would have to
I guess it would be true because like
stay
that
in
could
a
like
certain
go.
area.
You know,
Otherwise,
these
like, it would just
answers
keep going.
might be in Quidditch Through the Ages.
Yeah.
This is
That's
true.
true.
Might be in there. So we'll just have to
I have
do that on a Felix file.
What would you be most excited about eating at the Hogwarts Halloween feast?
Oh, that was my
What meat did they have?
Sorry.
I'm always down for.
I know they didn't have any. You
Some
only
good
hear
meat.
about pumpkin things and potatoes.
I would literally eat everything pumpkin.
All the pumpkin things.
Yeah.
All the pumpkin pasties and like.
Is it pasty or pasty?
Oh, pasty.
I like pasty better.
I think it's pasty.
okay.
It's a little
Nicer. to say.
G-rated. I don't know.
What's I would. What would I be excited to?
I mean, I'm down
Ooh,
for
you
baked
know what-
potatoes with all the toppings.
You know what
Yeah.
I would really want? A good chili.
yeah,
That's what I would want for a
Hogwarts
Hogwarts
chili.
chili.
Yeah.
Right now.
My dad makes the best
That
chili.
He
sounds
makes some
good.
really
Can
good
you ask him to
chili.
go make it for us for lunch?
He just made it not
That's
too
a-
long ago, and he would say no.
It's a hard no. What other questions could I ask?
Could you have taken down a 12-foot troll?
Yeah,
I'd like to think I could.
I'd Wingardium
Yes.
Leviosa that stuff right out his hand and knock him out.
Straight out of Hogwarts.
Hogsworts.
Hogwarts, yes. Katie, do you think you could have?
I would hope that I could have. I don't want to die.
Right. Survival.
I have
Yep.
another question. Do you guys think that they ever dress up for Halloween?
No.
That would be the best.
I think they should because it's fun.
It's hilarious.
What would you want to if you were at Hogwarts and they were like, we're going to do a Halloween feast party like on a Saturday? What would you want to dress up as? What would you wear?
Real quick, just imagine the costumes that wizards could come up
It
with.
would be
It'd be
ridiculous.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'd be a werewolf.
I'd probably be like super lame and just go as a Quidditch player.
I thought you'd be like, I'd go as a witch.
I thought that too. That's hilarious.
What would you go as?
I was a
don't
witch
know.
every single year growing up.
Oh, I know what
Oh,
I would
no.
do. I'd go as a mer person.
Or I'd make like a really cool cat costume. Like I'd look legit. Like
I'd probably
a
go
cat.
Would you
as a
go
ghost.
as far as Hermione to drink a cat polyjuice
Maybe.
potion to be like
Maybe.
full on cat?
full commitment.
That's
You could
great.
probably transfigure that on yourself just as easily as taking the polyjuice
You could
potion,
ask-
which would
yeah.
take months to wear off.
You could like beg McGonagall to like transform you into a cat for a few hours. That'd be cool. That's hilarious because like we do hear about kids dressing up in the Muggle world in 7 when Voldemort's walking and thinking to himself before he kills the Potters. Like the kids are dressed up on Halloween and he's walking by them and he thinks, I could kill you like super easy right now. And he's like, no, restraint. But like that, I mean, so they don't do that in the Wizarding world. They do, but we see it in the Muggle world in the books. So that's interesting. Good question.
What other question can I ask? Do you think that you would have been able to make your feather fly the first time like Hermione?
No.
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 I do because I'm a Ravenclaw and I'm smart.
You couldn't even do magic at the Wizarding world.
It's true. I did it once I got my own wand.
That is
true. That's true. So if you were Ron or Neville, you wouldn't have
Yeah,
been able to
that's a
do it.
But also, I don't know how to speak any words.
True. So why do you think you can do this? She was saying Hogsworts this morning, and we're like,
Hogsworts.
what are you
Hogsworts.
talking about? That's not how you say it.
Oh, gosh. What other things can I
I don't know. Megan, you got any questions? You bring it to the table
I took
today.
her one.
Oh, you took her question?
by
I'm going to
accident.
take Katie's other question. What position would you play in Quidditch?
We did this last time.
I thought about that. So that's what
And
you
we
get for stealing my
I
question.
said chaser.
Whatever.
well, if you don't remember I don't remember what your answer was.
Yeah, you said chaser, I
I
think.
think I said chaser.
I said chaser.
Sarah said seeker.
I
I
But at the
literally,
same time,
it was in our last episode. I just listened to it.
I,
My bad.
I don't think that I have good eyesight. And I was thinking about this with Harry, thinking, I'm like, not that I guess you could still have glasses and be able to see. I just never can.
I kind
So,
of want
like,
to
I
change
wonder-
my answer though.
Like how he would do with glasses. I mean, clearly he does well. So, like,
It's not just about sight, it's noticing things that other people don't notice.
I guess
True.
it's true.
I want to be a beater.
That's why
now,
Muggles
though.
can't play because they don't notice
Really?
nothing,
I
do
can't
they?
see you being a beater.
I was good at softball. I was really good at softball, so I'm gonna be a beater.
I'm good at no sports.
I'm changing my answer. Is picking up heavy things a sport? I'm good at that.
Just being lazy and laying in my bed all day a sport because I'm great at that.
All right, no more lightning bolts.
Well, let me think. Let me think.
It's okay.
Boom. What would you want? Like, where would you want? Not where. How would you want Harry getting the broom? Like, if you could change it. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to answer
Really,
this
this
question.
is tough. And you think you would make your feather fly?
If you could change the situation of how he gets his broom, how would you do it?
Just like he got his cloak.
Yeah, deliver it to
just
his
like
bed.
be
Yeah,
on
but
his
like
bed.
that's Christmas, so he gets it. At
No, I'm just
Christmas
saying
at the end of his
privately
bed.
within his dormitory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our fan story of the week.
Wait, hold on. I have one more question.
Okay.
Do you think that they should have classes on Halloween if
No.
it's on a weekday? Yeah, I agree.
No, hard no.
Why are you going to class on Halloween? It's a holiday. It's the
I mean-
coolest holiday.
It should be
In
a
the wiz-
national holiday.
In the wizarding world, like I figured, like you'd get that day off. I mean, here in the Muggle world, we don't, but
we
should.
should.
We should.
I always get disappointed when Halloween's on like a Wednesday, and I'm like,
yeah.
this is lame.
Especially because all the neighborhoods are like, oh, we're going to do trick-or-treating on the weekend. No, when I was a kid, we did it on
Yes.
Halloween.
Right.
Like they never.
Can't wait
get
to
it.
see that house by.
I will also say, like,
Yeah.
I remember, or at least I feel like when I was a kid, it was
We're so old.
hours.
When I was a
Like,
kid.
You know what I mean? Like, you went
Back
trick or
in
treating
the
for hours.
I feel
Where,
like now
it's
it's
just
like
2
an hour.
hours. But I think I said something to my dad the one time. He's like, no, it was always like 2 hours.
I
But
think
it
it
just
just-
felt like so much
well,
longer.
yeah, because you're a kid. Yeah.
Agreed.
Was I a kid, though?
I don't know. You're
I just came out 27 years
a
old.
weirdo, so we don't know.
Fan
Fan story.
Fan story. So
Fan story.
This week, our fan story comes from Erin Elizabeth. She says, I unfortunately did not get into reading until I was in high school. I had grown up watching the movies, but it was my brother that was into the books. I was also a stubborn kid that didn't want to give in to the mainstream of popular things. Again, I see
Sounds-
myself in
sounds
this.
like
Yeah,
you.
Very familiar. By the time I started reading the books, all 7 were already out. These books saved my life. I went through a very dark time in high school, so I spent all of my free time reading to try and escape it. When I finished reading them all for the first time, I immediately turned around to start reading them through a second time. It was so nice to get away and be comforted by the characters I grew to love so much. I learned so many valuable things and honestly found comfort from this beautiful world many times in my life now. It had been a few years since I had reread them, but when a certain person was elected as president this past November, I really needed that comfort again. So I decided to start another countless reread. I'm excited to listen and share the comfort of Harry Potter with you all and hear
You.
hear you
Oh, you're in.
hear your inside.
Insight.
I think I
Insight.
typed this wrong.
Sorry,
Hear
yeah.
your insight.
Hear your insight.
Sorry, Erin. Keep up the great work. I think this is super important
Yeah.
because I know that as Joe has said, Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you home.
Yes.
So no matter what you're facing in your life, no matter it's
What
just
the
always
world is
there.
facing, no matter what you're facing, there's always,
Yeah.
There's always
something
Hogwarts.
to go to in Harry Potter. And I
Yeah.
think what else is really great about Harry Potter is that you can always find things that relate to things that are going on. Like you can always pull things from no matter not no matter what situation, but a lot of situations. I feel like I can find comfort in things that are happening in Harry Potter and be like, well, it turns out okay here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
just a way to be like, it'll be good.
Gives you strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Harry Potter has done this for a lot of people. You know, we hear a lot, people going through hard times and that, this series has in the fandom has essentially like saved lives. So
Yeah.
if you are here today because of Harry Potter, we love you and we're happy that you were here.
Yes.
Yes.
I know it always helps my anxieties, especially now.
Yeah.
Like, and then we get together for the podcast. I'm like, I get
it feels
chills
so
to get
good.
out and like just sit down and talk about
Yeah.
Harry Potter for hours.
And I've even said, like, within my Potter story, going off to school, you know, I was the first person to do that within my family. And I was away from home and I was from a super small town. And I had my books and I had John Williams music. And it's literally, I'm not a person that gets super anxious. But when I would feel like some of those anxieties or sad that I, wasn't at home with my family, reading and listening to this just helps you out so much. And I know that we see from all these Potter stories that people have submitted that it helps them so much.
I don't
And
know
I just
what my
love
life
that.
would be like without Harry Potter.
Nope.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
And
It
that's-
brings you friends. It you feel
I feel
love.
like that is
and
the main reason why
like-
me and Sarah ended up becoming so close, and then that branched
Oh,
into
for sure.
Katie becoming her friend, and then you married into the family, and we were like, "Oh, you like Harry Potter?"
Yeah.
too?
No,
And, like,
that's literally-
that brought us together. Like literally,
That's how it is. That is the glue that holds us all together because we all
It really is,
hate
yeah.
each other but love Harry Potter.
that's not true.
But like that's to me, like when people talk about like, well, and people are entitled to their own opinions. If you don't like Harry Potter, cool.
Yeah, totally fine.
Like there's things that I
It's
don't
not
like.
cool. If
Cool.
you don't like Harry Potter.
Even with people that like love Twilight and all those other things, and my
You
cousin
do
said
whatever
something-
you want to do.
My
great.
cousin said something to me. He's like, "Well, it's trash." I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, if that brought someone comfort, I'm like,
Yeah.
that to me, that's what's important.
Right.
Is that
Yes.
they're reading this or they're listening to this music that you might not like. Whatever. If that's something that brings them comfort and calms their anxieties and like brings them back from
Saves
like
their life.
being suicidal. I'm like, that's what's is important. And like, it doesn't matter
Right.
what it is. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And if you are feeling those feelings, reach out to the fandom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're always here.
We and I know everybody else will always be there.
Yeah.
Always.
We'll be your
Yeah.
Lumos.
And honestly,
True.
you'll be
Truthfully.
shocked at like how many people are like, oh my God, yeah, I love Harry Potter too. I just don't tell anyone. Like,
Right.
people had no idea that I was like this big of a fan.
Guys,
They don't
nerd,
talk
just
about
nerd
it.
out.
Like,
Just be you.
and they're like, oh, you really do like Harry Potter. I'm like, I've loved it since I was a child. Like,
Right.
I just don't. And another thing is like, you don't want to get me starting to talk about it because I won't shut up.
So thank you, Erin.
Thank
for
you
your
very
story.
much.
Thank you.
Yes.
And all your she's very active on our social medias, and we love your insights. So keep that coming. We
Don't
love
stop.
it. Yes, we love it.
Yes. And I want to give another shout out to another fan of ours who is also active, Anne Marie Ellis. She called in and left us a voicemail, and I wanted to play it, but I don't know if it was her phone or if it was the voicemail, but it's like super quiet and it keeps cutting in and out. So Anne Marie, if you could call us back again and leave another voicemail that we could play, that would be awesome because you were the first one to call.
Yes.
And it means a lot to us. So if you could call and leave your voicemail again, I don't know. If it sounded like maybe you were walking or something. So I don't know if maybe that was it. And like the phone was just like kind of away from your mouth or something. I don't know what was going on, but it was very quiet and we kept like just hearing blurbs. So we would
And we
love
wanna
to play
hear
it.
you.
And we
Yes.
want to hear it.
And don't be nervous. I mean, clearly
We're just
we're a group of nerds. Like, you
Yeah.
don't have to be nervous to talk to us. We love hearing you.
Yeah.
And honestly, because you're British, we love your accent. I love your accent.
Your voice is gorgeous.
Yeah. So make sure that you use our pinned post on Facebook to use for discussion on the episode. Post your questions and comments, and anybody can respond to anybody. We'll make sure that we reach out to you guys with our thoughts on your comments as well. Go find us on Facebook. That's where we're most active. And like our page to get all the latest info. We're Swish and Flick Podcast on Facebook or Swish Flickcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. You can also find us on YouTube, Swish and Flick Podcast. Find us and follow us on Patreon. By supporting us on Patreon, it only helps us to be able to provide you better content more often. So our first goal with Patreon is to be able to create a website with a discussion board, a shop, a blog, all other kinds of information. And we reached it.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
So it's officially under construction. I know a little bit about web design, so me and Katie are kind of working on it together. And yeah, that should be coming in the coming weeks. It might take us a little bit, but it's definitely in the process and it is on the way. Our next goal is to be able to get a camera so that we can bring you guys vlogs.
We have plans for these
have
vlogs,
lots
you
of
guys.
And even DIY videos.
Yes.
And you'll see that not only I can't speak, I also can't do creative things without hurting myself. So it'll be fun.
So I guess I'll just give them a little taste.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're going to be making Potter crafts, and that's all I'm going to say.
And that's just like one.
That's just
little
like
aspect.
that's just one
That's
small
just
part
a
of
little
it.
It's just
tip of the
one
iceberg.
little
Yeah.
tidbit nugget of like.
What we'll be doing.
Little
Yes.
Potter Tic Tac.
There's going to be lots.
We're going to show you
lots of things. I mean, we
probably
did
a lot of behind the
record-
scenes stuff.
Yeah, we did record a lot for vlogs on our trip to Florida, and I'm
Yes.
working on that.
That's a lot of editing, so take
It's
your
a
time.
lot, and I have never done it before, so it's just taking me a while to get the hang of it and figure out how to use iMovie and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely coming. So we're gonna have those coming at you, plus all the new ideas that we have. We definitely want to do like. It's all on our Patreon. Go check it out. We wrote a little bit about what we want to do.
Also, if you have any ideas of like something you want
Yes.
us to do, like if you want to watch us try to like do a different craft that we haven't done, like,
Yeah.
Like
let
make
us
rock
know.
cake.
Cook
Do
something.
you want to
Yeah.
watch me run around the backyard playing Quidditch? I'll do it.
And Megan and I are I would say the cooks of the group.
Yeah.
You can say
so
that.
if you want to watch us try to cook something together, which will be very interesting because we both are very dominant, and especially in the kitchen, so it'll be interesting to watch us
I
fight.
think that we work okay in the kitchen.
Katie and I
think it'll
will
be interesting.
It'll be fun,
be
though.
participating in the fact that we will be eating.
It'll be
Yes.
tasting.
There'll be
mediating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
There'll be the peanut
yeah.
gallery in the
Match.
back.
It's going to be a lot of cool videos about DIY crafts, cooking, behind the scenes of Swish and Flick, our daily lives potentially down the road once we figure this out more.
And we can quit our jobs.
who knows?
Our Harry Potter adventures.
Who knows where this can lead?
Yeah, if we go to like cons and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
one of our
definitely.
goals is to be able to.
We can go to Toronto because no one wants to go with me.
No, I would go to that. There's
And
like
go to the
a
Harry Potter
there's
bar.
a bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can watch us
So-
eat.
She just did jazz hands straight up in the air, by the way, because she got really excited about that.
So that's what's coming at you, and that is what Patreon is going to help us be able to provide you.
True.
So head on over to www.patreon.com/swishflickcast and support your favorite Potter podcast.
All right.
You also get fun things when you sign up for it.
Oh yeah.
You
This is
do.
true.
There's different
And to
levels.
anybody who has signed up and become a Patreon, things are going to start happening in October. I did start releasing things early for everybody who is pledged, and we're probably going to have a Felix Files come out before October as well for all of you. But things are really going to get going in October with our Google Hangouts
Yep.
and inviting people to come on the episodes, sending out the magnets that you guys get, all that kind of fun stuff. It's all coming at you in October.
Yes.
So
We're,
stay tuned.
best.
we're
month
learning as
ever.
we go.
Yes, it's
Yes.
all very overwhelming and it's a lot to take in. So we're just trying to figure it all out.
But we're just so excited.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really excited. So we want to thank you again.
Yeah.
So that concludes this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and don't let the muggles get you down.
Amazing! Just my voice!
Katie, I want to hear you real clear on this song.
I don't know. I'll try.
The shoulder movement was there.
Are you recording this?
As she's going through social medias. Boys and girls of every age, would you like to see something
strange?
Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Pumpkins scream in the dead of night.
This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene.
Trick or treat till the neighbors wanna die a fright. Everybody scream in this town of Halloween.